Friends, hello everyone. Today, we are continuing a series of training videos, and in this video, we will talk about such a thing as trading bots, with which you can additionally earn 3, 4, or even 5% a day, absolutely easily. Do not strain yourself, and you can say on the passive. In this video, we will figure out what trading bots are, understand how they can be configured in your personal account, and figure out how much you can earn as a result. So let's not waste time, let's get right to the point. So friends, before we begin, I would like to draw your attention to 2 key points. The first is that on my YouTube channel, there is a separate playlist with a detailed heading for each direction of the crypto market, with which you can learn a lot of additional information about the direction that you are interested in trading, potential gems, financial literacy, and so on. Therefore, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and find out for yourself new info that will help you increase your capital in the future. And the second point that I would also like to tell you about is, of course, my Telegram channel, on which I just write promptly all the news and events with which I earn on the crypto market. Therefore, if you also want to additionally learn new tools, understand what is happening with the market right now, and what to do now to make money, then be sure to subscribe to my Telegram channel. The links will be at the bottom of the description under the video. Now let's get down to business and first figure out what trading bots are. Trading bots, guys, are special programs that help automatically buy an asset cheaply and then sell it expensively by placing orders in a pre-established corridor. In other words, to put it simply, we find some kind of cryptocurrency pair, for example, and we give this cryptocurrency pair to our bot in a pre-established narrow corridor. For example, we set for ourselves the lower border of the channel is this level and the upper border of the channel is at this level. And accordingly, we give the bot a certain amount of money, and as soon as the asset price reaches the lower limit of this channel, it will open a deal, and as soon as it reaches the upper limit, it sells it. And accordingly, in this price range, he goes and hammers us deals, respectively transferring us profit on the result. This strategy is good because the bot works around the clock 24/7, 365 days a week, 7 days a week, and without any emotions, so you can consider this bot yourself as an additional source of earnings, especially if you don't have much time to trade both on the pack and on keys, because there are bots both there and there. Let's talk about this in more detail now. Before you start working, guys, of course you need to register and verify on the Bybit exchange. If you still do not have a link, then I will leave a link to register at the bottom, because I am an official partner of this exchange. And, accordingly, if you register using my link, then you get low trading commissions, plus a potential opportunity to win up to $30,000 if you make certain trading turns. Therefore, I will leave a link at the bottom. Be sure to register. After we have done all this, we already go to the main page of our exchange, click the trade button, Spot Trading, where we get to the standard terminal window, where we usually make purchases or sales of coins on the spot market. Here, we see the standard terminal window for spot trading, charts, coin rates, and so on, where we can buy a coin at a limit, buy market, and so on. We are not particularly interested in this right now, so we click this tab, which is called Strategy, and here in this tab, we will set the basic settings for this bot so that it hammers us deals and accordingly brings us profit. Here, as you can see, there are 2 types of bots, artificial intelligence strategy, and there is manual. If we look at the reviews of other bloggers and cryptos who have worked with this tab, the results of the artificial intelligence strategy are not the most impressive, which is why we will manually set all the settings for this bot, so that it works as we need according to the settings. According to the algorithm that we are here, we'll ask him a question with you. And the first thing that you and I need to understand is to decide what this bot will do in the spot market. As we discussed with you in the past example, a spot bot should buy assets cheaply, at this price range, and sell it more expensive. And accordingly, it should work in this range and earn money accordingly. That is why the first thing we need to do is to decide on a trading pair. Here, we click on the pair that we are interested in. Let's imagine that in my case, it will be Bitcoin from children, and here we have to specify the price range within which it will work. For example, the lower border of the channel will be $23,000, and the upper border of the channel will be $30,000. After we have decided on this, we move on to the next field, which is called the number of grids. If I specify any number here in this field, for example 20, then you can see that a certain green and horizontal line appeared on the left of the graph. And now we will deal with you in more detail what it is. To put it simply, guys, the grid is certain steps in which the bot will open purchases or sales for a particular asset. In other words, we understand for ourselves that we have set the upper and lower boundaries of this channel, and these grids of 20 pieces are certain steps at which the bot will buy or fix its positions. Let's show you a live example of how it works, so that you understand exactly how this whole story functions. Here we are now with you, for example, launched a bot from the upper and lower borders of this channel, within which it will work, and set the number of grids to 20 pieces. This means that if now the price of the Bitcoin asset falls below to some of these values, then at each step of reaching this green horizontal line, the bot will gradually, little by little, buy off some of the coins for the deposit that I allocated to it. He bought here, averaged here, then bought more here, then bought more here, and so on, until he reaches the lower limit of this channel. And if the asset price really falls to $23,000, if Bitcoin, for example, stops now at this price range and continues to grow, then starting from this average price, which I will eventually get, according to the result of all averaging, this green line will already turn red, and the bot will already start selling my Bitcoins with profit at these levels, which will be indicated in the size of this step here. It will sell here, it will sell here, here, and so on, until it reaches the upper limit of my channel. Or I just won't manually sell these coins myself, if I decide that Bitcoin probably won't reach 30,000. And that's how the spot bot works, just the same. It works within the framework of those algorithms that we are not asking it here. If we guys go back to the terminal again, and look at what is spelled out below, then there is just such a thing as an interval of $350, that is, as you understand. The step of the asset movement from this line to this one takes $350. The asset has grown by 350, the next step has worked. It grew by another 350, the next step worked, and so on. And if we look, each step of reaching this horizontal line here will be marked by a profit of 1 and 18 dashes, of 152% profit. That is, as you understand, the bot will gradually sell part of my coins, and each sale of the bot to my profit will bring me these percentages, which are indicated here. And here at the bottom of the field is exactly the amount that the bot needs for comfortable work, so that it can fully buy more, connect all its positions that it needs. If we look at the amount of the set that I indicated to him is 20, which means that at least $56.20 I need to put on his balance in order for him to function safely. In principle, I can put $100, and then he will automatically scatter these $100 according to his algorithms, in order to fully spend these $100 and gradually buy that cue ball, if this happens. And as you understand, here we ourselves can set the number of grids that we need. For example, I can install 50 grids, and as you understand here, the step of movement from one grid to another will already take $140. That is, as you understand, the course of movements is less, respectively, it will make more transactions, it will sell more, and fix my profit if I really want it. But the profit from each step will certainly be less, already 0.45, 0.60% profit, and accordingly, here at least I need $507 in order for the bot to feel comfortable for all the 50 sets that I have installed for it. Because if I put $100 here, it will not be enough for him to fully buy more, average those positions, if the asset does not go in my direction. Therefore, at least $507 I have to put in. That is why, as for the spot bot, you need to find the optimal middle ground here, and as it seems to me, at least 20-25 grids, but you need to install them here, so that you do not experience problems with investments. Plus, an additional nuance here is that any exchanges and not only Bybit earns exclusively on commissions. So if your bot makes a lot of body movements, constantly buys and sells, you will spend a lot on commissions. Of course, Bybit's commission is quite small, but nevertheless, you should also take this point into account when you count your profit, your profitability, and so on. After we have decided on this, set the upper and lower price ranges, set the number of grids and investments. Here we click on such a tick, which is called as advanced settings. In this entry price field, we can set the point from which this bot will start working. For example, if I believe that now the cue ball will fall to $25,000, I can set an entry point of $25,000. And as soon as the asset price reaches exactly this level, my bot will activate and start working. This is necessary so that he does not start his work right now, does not start buying here, then averaging and so on, but so that he buys for $25,000, and I immediately make a profit if the cue ball really grows back up. Well, the same thing applies here to such things as 100 plos, and take profit. If, for example, we see that according to the chart, the price of the cue ball begins to fall somewhere lower, to the lower border of the channel, we can set 100 plos so that this bot fixes a loss for us, and sells all those coins that it averaged here, with a certain loss. Personally, I myself will not score anything in this field, just because I will run this bot on fundamental coins. And if the asset price really falls somewhere other than the lower price range, I will simply leave these coins with me for a long time to move in order to gradually sell them later in the future. Long-winded. And the same goes for take profit. I will not cut my profit. If the asset price really goes up, I will wait for a certain case in order to sell it all on my own later. Well, actually, after we have done this, I click the Create Grid button, check all the water data that we have indicated here. Click the Buy BBC button, and we have a bot activated here at the bottom, which is waiting for activation when the price of the cue ball reaches $25,000, as I specified this in the settings. Accordingly, if you like everything here, you see the general PNL, and if you don't like something, you can click delete. Yes, and accordingly, this bot is deleted from you, and you already set the settings manually yourself. That's exactly how the bot works on the spot trading mode. If you guys go to the main page of the exchange, click the Tools Trading Bot tab. Then here you will get to all the functionality of this exchange, in which all the bots that are currently available are painted. We have now considered and disassembled for ourselves such a bot, which is called a spot grid bot. There is also an additional bot that works on futures, and there is also a bot that works according to the DC strategy. And accordingly, we can choose for ourselves the bot that we are interested in, plus an additional one, if we are in this tab, and if we click on the Spot Grid Bot tab. Here is the rating of all bots that are currently bringing the maximum profit. That is, we see for ourselves that in the first place, there is a bot that works on the EFT-BUTT trading pair, makes a profit of 143%, has been working for 164 days, and it was copied. Or rather, its settings were copied by 1,256 people to their bot. If we also want to apply these settings to ourselves, we click the Copy for Free button, and here the parameters that were set to this bot come out. We see for ourselves that his price ranges from $1 to $3, the number of grids is 10, and, accordingly, each move to reach the grid from one and the other brings a profit of 7 to 20%. That is, as you understand, there is a fairly good profit here, but there are very few grids. Personally, I recommend installing a little more grids, just because if, for example, such a story happens, that a bot bought somewhere here on the lower border of the channel, and the asset goes into some kind of sideways movement, we will simply keep these coins on balance. But if we had more grids, then, accordingly, with each achievement of a certain milestone, this bot would have gradually fixed our coins with a certain profit, and accordingly, we would also have earned on this movement. Everything that we have just said, guys, concerns just the same bot that works on the spot. And now let's see how the futures grid bot works. To do this, we press the 9B button, indefinitely remove it from the children, and get to the standard window, where we trade futures with you. As you understand, we no longer need this window. We click the strategy button again, and here we get to the grid bot tab, where there are several strategies for working with this bot, and it is on features. I want to tell you guys right away that if you have never traded on features before, or have never set up a bot for yourself, then the bot spots will be enough for you to figure it out and then gradually switch to these settings. Only because the futures bot says it works more aggressively, and accordingly there are more risks here. If we look at this example again, as I said before, this bot, both spot and futures, works perfectly when there is some kind of sideways tedious movement. Then everything is clear to the bot. It sees the upper and lower boundaries of this channel, and accordingly hammers us profit. But if there are some sharp squeezes in the market, if there are some force majeure circumstances, the chart may move up or down, and accordingly, we may fly out of this transaction. If it concerns spot trading, then in principle it's okay. If we work on fundamental coins, we can just keep these coins in our wallet, but if we work with you on features, then here we can certainly catch liquidation. If we also set a price range here, for example, $23,000, $30,000, we also set the number of grids in the amount of 20 pieces, and if the asset price really goes beyond the upper limit of this channel, or vice versa for the lower one, then accordingly we can catch liquidation, because there is such a thing as leverage from 10 to a cellular leverage, which we can set on the contract. Accordingly, if we are talking about a futures bot, then here, as I said before, there are three types of bots. There is a bot that works in long, in short, and there is a neutral bot. What is a bot that works in long? In fact, this is exactly the same bot that works on the spot market. He buys an asset cheaply and waits for the market to rebound in order to earn on the rebounds and take his profit with the 10th leverage. Accordingly, we also set the price range here. Here we set the investment that we want to give him, set the number of grids, and accordingly, the bot begins to hammer deals, namely to bet on an increase. If an asset, for example, falls here, then here, it gradually averages the position. But then, when this asset begins to grow already at this price range, these green lines are repainted red again, and we are already in fact, according to the result of all our Ucini, already at this stage, we get that profit, which we can install here. If you look at this field, if I install a grid of 20 pieces in this bot, then each step of reaching this horizontal line will bring me a profit of 10%, which is of course many times more than on the spot. But as you understand, if the asset goes in the opposite direction, if it crashes below $23,000, liquidation will work for me, and I will completely lose all my money, and accordingly, the bot will also stop working. That is why, after we have set all the settings here with you, we have set the amount that, for example, we want to provide him here. Here we also click the advanced settings checkbox, and here, in addition to the fact that we can set the entry price as on a spot, we can set 100 flat and take profit, especially 100 flat stake. For example, if we understand for ourselves that the movement of the asset is not going in our direction, but continues to average, we can set 100 plos in the amount of $25,000. That as soon as the price reaches this value, our bot will automatically record a profit, sell all the coins that it has before purchased, and we will accordingly receive a loss of -20 or -30% of the total depot. Yes, it's unpleasant, but on the other hand, it will protect us from complete liquidation if the asset really goes the wrong way. And the same goes for take profit. If we understand that the asset price is unlikely to reach 30,000, but it will only reach 28, then we can also cost 28,000 here, at which point it will automatically sell all the coins that it had on the balance sheet at that time, and accordingly, we will get a profit. This is all about the long position, guys. If we choose a short strategy, then here, as you understand, everything works in the opposite direction, exactly the same way. Here, we just bet on a decline. Here we also set the price range and grids, and when the asset movement goes down, we earn accordingly. If the asset goes up, we can also catch liquidation. And finally, the third strategy of this bot is called neutral. Neutral is the story when a bot can automatically decide for itself which position to get into, either long or short. Here, he automatically decides on the basis of his algorithms where to get up long or short. And as you understand, this is the most risky strategy, just because, as we understand, the cryptocurrency market is quite manipulative. Very often they specifically collect certain stops or liquidity in order to shave off longists and only artists, which is why the bot is also subject to this influence. And here you can take neutral positions. There is also a lot of money to lose. But in principle, the principle of operation is exactly the same. You set the price range, set the grids, allocate the amount, and here at the bottom, you set such a thing as the upper stop price and the lower stop price. For example, if your bot has opened a long position, you can set a lower stop center, at which the bot will already sell this position at a loss, and accordingly the same applies to the upper price. As for futures, guys, I personally don't use this bot, it's enough for me spot. I'm going to experiment with this whole story now, and then maybe I'll write in detail in my Telegram channel what results the futures bot has already brought me. Therefore, we will also keep this story for ourselves in the future. Let's see what happens in the end. Well, the same thing, guys, concerns the rating on the futures bot. If you and I fall into the tools and trading bot tab, and fall into the futures grid bot tab, the best bots that bring the maximum profit are shown here. Now we see that in the first place, Solana's bot, which has already brought 973% of profitability, has been working for 76 days, and the number of people who copied this strategy to their bot is 22,480 people. We can also copy it. Click here. The algorithms that were assigned to this bot come out here, and we can also copy them to our settings. Just again, we fall into our terminal, choose the bot that we are interested in long or short, and already copy these settings to our terminal. Again, if you are interested in a particular coin, then you click here and choose the coin that you prefer the most, for example, autos, and accordingly, see for yourself that at this stage, there are no bots on this coin and contract, that is, choose the most popular ones, and accordingly all the guys, these are the main settings and mechanics that relate to bots that work on spot and futures trading. Just as I said before, there is an additional bot called. If you are interested in what kind of bot it is and so on, write to me in the comments. I will probably tell you what worries it is, as part of a mini video in my Telegram channel for 3 minutes. In short, this bot allows us to gradually average our positions in the long term without our participation. We can allocate a certain amount here, allocate certain coins that we are interested in, and once a day, or once a week, or every month, this bot will automatically deduct amounts from our balance in order to purchase these coins at the current market rate. If, for example, we have discipline problems, then we can also configure this bot. In principle, if you are interested in this topic, I can also publish an additional video tomorrow in my Telegram channel. Well, in principle, guys, that's it. This is all about the work of futures bots. It would be interesting to hear your opinion on what kind of experience you have with these bots, and how much you have already earned or lost in the end. Therefore, be sure to write in the comments. The topic is new for me, I will also experiment, and I will also post my results on my Telegram channel. See you all again, guys, bye-bye. Also, guys, according to tradition, I will tell you about my second Telegram channel, which is called as Crypto Friends. Crypto Friends is a closed channel for our premium partners, where we share the tools with which we earn money in the falling crypto market. Specifically, here, we give signals for spot trading, futures trading, and also give recommendations on which coins you can buy your long-term portfolio. A team chat is attached to the entire channel. There is full technical support from our managers. And personally, I myself take a very close part in order to help each participant understand our signals and start earning with us. If you are interested in this topic, I will leave the links of our manager at the bottom so that you write to her and ask all the questions. How our channel can be joined. I wish you good luck. I wish you fat profits. See you all again. Bye bye.